This is Copper 90, and these are the top 10 super subs of all time. In at 10, it's the newest super sub on the list, Man City's Kelechi Iheanacho. The 19-year-old undoubtedly will have the talent to start games at the top level in the near future. But when you have Sergio Aguero in front of you in the pecking order, you have to take your chance as a super sub. And there's no one more lethal around at the moment from the bench than Kelechi. In at 9, it's Diego Simeone's secret weapon, Angel CORREA. CORREA's explosive style and clinical finishing fits the bill of your typical super sub, and he certainly delivers the goods. The perfect example came in their 2016-17 clash this season against Barcelona. With Atleti 1-0 down, Simeone turned to CORREA, and within a minute of coming on, he tore open the Barcelona defence and slotted home to earn a point for his side. That goal sealed CORREA as La Liga's ultimate super sub, as no La Liga player has scored more goals than CORREA from the bench since the start of the 2015-16 season. At 8, it's the man who's finally been able to shrug off the super sub tag, Chicharito. He might now be an ever-present starter for Bayer Leverkusen, but it wasn't long ago that Javier Hernandez was relying on just a handful of minutes to prove his worth at Man United. Throughout his United career, Fergie saw Hernandez as his new baby assassin from the bench. The Mexican forward may have been frustrated with his lack of minutes, but was very effective at the role. Hernandez reached double figures in league goals for 3 straight seasons between 2010 and 2013, making 35 appearances as sub in that time. 7th on our list is Cameroon's hero of the 1990 World Cup, Roger Milla. The goal-getter will always be remembered for his performances during the World Cup, where he scored 4 goals to capture the hearts of the world. Even more remarkable about his performance in the US was that all 4 of his goals came from substitute appearances, establishing him as one of the greatest super subs ever at a major international tournament. Arsenal's cult hero NWANKO KANU comes in at number 6. The clumsy-looking forward made his reputation at the Gunners for clinical appearances off the bench, so it was quite fitting that his first goal for the club against Derby came from the bench as well. It was the only goal of the game, and a sign of things to come, as he went on to score important goals against Sheffield Wednesday, Tottenham Hotspur and Aston Villa as a substitute. After his departure from Arsenal, KANU then went on to West Brom and finally Portsmouth. Coming off the bench for his Pompey debut, KANU scored twice and even missed a penalty, and finished his Premier League career as the joint second highest goalscorer off the bench, along with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. In at 5, it's the man who sparked the rise of Ajax's golden generation, Patrick Kluivert. After years of hurt in Europe for the Dutch Giants, the 1995 European Cup final against AC Milan offered a chance for Ajax's newest stars to show what they could do. With the score locked at 0-0, as time was ticking on, Ajax turned to an 18-year-old Patrick Kluivert. With just 5 minutes left, Frank Rijkaard picked out Kluivert, who found the back of the net to win Ajax their first European trophy for 23 years, and went down in Ajax folklore as their ultimate super sub. At 4, it's David FAIRCLOUGH. During his spell at Liverpool, David FAIRCLOUGH was the super sub. During the 70s and 80s, Liverpool relied on their number 12 to come up with the goals when they needed him. 62 of his 154 appearances came from the bench, and FAIRCLOUGH scored 18 of his 55 Liverpool goals as a substitute. At 3, it's the hitman Jermaine Defoe. When you consider the numbers, Jermaine Defoe is officially the Premier League's best super sub. While he's also been a starter for a lot of his career, Defoe is absolutely lethal off the bench. Built as a dream super sub, Defoe breaks with pace, has a rocket of a right boot, and punishes mistakes. In March 2016, Jermaine Defoe scored his 23rd Premier League goal from the bench, cementing himself as the Premier League all-time goal-scoring super sub. In at 2, it's the baby-faced assassin, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Fergie recognised Ole's ability to pop up at crucial moments for his United side, and Solskjaer was the best in the business. Solskjaer's overall record from the bench is quite incredible. The Norwegian scored 17 Premier League goals as a substitute, and a further 12 in other competitions, and most notably, that goal in 1999. With 3 minutes left, Sheringham found an equaliser before Ole Gunnar Solskjaer completed the most impossible of comebacks, directing the ball home from yards out. The feat was typical of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as even though he scored many from the bench, what made him the baby-faced assassin was that he was the scorer of the biggest goals. And at number 1 is Fergie's original super sub, John Hewitt. How can we put someone ahead of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? Well, just hear us out. Hewitt was a part of Fergie's Aberdeen side, and like Ole, was known for his ability to score from the bench. It was during Aberdeen's 1983 European Cup Winners' Cup campaign that John Hewitt was given his super sub title. Aberdeen were level against Bayern Munich in the quarter-final when Hewitt came on to score the winning goal in the 77th minute to defeat the German Giants. and then remarkably repeated the feat against Real Madrid in the final after coming off the bench to score the winner in extra time. Now that's a super sub if ever there was one. That was Copper90's top 10 super subs of all time. Did we miss any? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Copper90.